everybody, it is me again, Ryan, with another episode of Dinner and a Monster. Now, on this episode, I'm going to actually be doing two reviews. One of the horror movie Mara, which is on Netflix, and the other is of a television show that I started watching recently and actually even bought a subscription to, which is Doom Patrol on DCU. Also, this is my new background for now. This is actually the little office inside of my room, my bedroom, or little alcove, whatever you call it thing. So I hope you like it a little better than staring, at a distance at those living dead dolls. Now you can stare at a keyboard, ukulele, a sewing machine, whatever that, melodica, I can't forget, it's right here, and my Gorillaz posters. And part of a Jason mask, and Army of Darkness poster, and an Ash print. Anyway, so normally this is my sewing desk, but I haven't done a lot of sewing because lately when I've been doing stuff for cosplay, I've just been finding it online. Not because I just financially it's easier, and I don't have a lot of time anymore to do a lot of things. So anyway, let's get right down to it. Like I said, the first thing we're going to talk about is the film Mara, which is a 2018 horror film which you can find on Netflix. Now, I'd love to tell you about the cast, but I actually don't know the cast from anything from the past, but they are an amazing cast. What it's about is basically in a sense, sleep paralysis. There is a woman who is what do you call it? She's like a criminal or a forensic psychologist, I believe is what they call her. And she starts out investigating this murder where a woman allegedly killed her husband. And there's a little girl involved, and you get an idea that Mara's mother, passed away or whatever. So she feels for this little girl having her mom taken away. So what the premise is there is this spirit called Mara, but in other cultures it's called different things, and it starts with sleep paralysis. And if you don't know what sleep paralysis is, it is terrible. I've only had it once, but it's like where your body isn't completely asleep yet, and you kind of wake up in between, and it's the best way to explain it, it's almost like your mind is conscious to you being awake, but your body is still asleep. And it's a really weird feeling. Sometimes it can feel like you have pressure on your chest, stuff like that, and that's sort of what this goes by, except for, in this case, it is a spirit or demon, which is called Mara. I can't remember all the different names from the different countries, but it was the same general thing. She steals your life in a really weird way. You would think that she could just do like a cat and suck the life out of you. No, but she has to like twist your head around and contort you. I had my niece Lily with me watching it, and it was pretty funny, because she's grown up on horror movies like I have, and she was actually covering her face during this film. I mean, it's definitely a jump scare movie. It's definitely a creepy movie. It's very good. Definitely recommend it. But you can find it on Netflix. I've been tempted. I've kind of been looking at it. It's very suspenseful, which is very good too. It does have its predictable moments, but you are in her shoes. You are in the shoes of these people, and the feeling of, oh my gosh, what's about to happen? I can't move, stuff like that. It has no nudity, so there's that for parents, and it's not as gory. Like, I wouldn't call it gory, okay? It's not like blood. You have to forgive that. That's my dog. He has decided to be loud today in his crate. But what was I saying? Crap. Oh, but people get their heads turned around and they're contorted. But it's not really like bloody, or there's no guts or anything like that. So that being said, it is very intense. Like I said, you do feel yourself in their position, and that to me is very terrifying. Sorry, I have to kind of keep an eye on him on occasion because he likes to get into things he's not supposed to get into. Hey! Yeah, that's what I thought. Sorry. He likes to find anything he can chew on and chew on it. We send him to classes for that, but he is still just such a butthole. Anyway, so, yeah, here he is. Okay. yes, I do recommend watching Mara. It's like I said, watch it at night. It's pretty scary. It's pretty darn good, if you ask me. My niece, she liked it too. Like I said, she was burying her head in the blanket. She was screaming right along with it. Definitely a jumpy movie, but not in a, okay, that was lame. More of a, like I said, like an intense, creepy, you catch something out the corner of your eye, that kind of scary movie. So yes, so watch Mara. Now, I am going to go into the next thing, which is Doom Patrol. Right? As some of you know, I live in Georgia, and in Georgia we have a lot of things being filmed. The Walking Dead, The Resident, Avengers films. Hey, let that go. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. I had to pry something out of his mouth. Anyway, so yeah, as you know, we do a lot, there's a lot of filming in Georgia, and so Doom Patrol was one of the things that was, from what I understand, partially filmed in Atlanta, or Georgia. I don't know if it was Atlanta specifically. I do know one scene, though, is when they do the introduction of Cyborg, and they are at the ATM. So if you watch this show, when they're at the ATM, I was like, that looks really familiar, the area they were in. And so I Google searched some of the businesses that I could see in the background, and sure enough, so Atlanta was being Detroit. Sorry, I think I have dog hair overdose. And, or it's the horrible pollen that is everywhere. So yes, Doom Patrol. Alright, so yes, so that was one reason that I was curious about it. Brendan Fraser, who is one of the main characters, was in Atlanta back in September at DragonCon, and I felt bad because, like, he just showed up, and I was like, oh, I love Brendan Fraser. Those of you who are old like I am probably know him from Encino Man and School Ties. He was in Gods and Monsters with Ian McKellen. He's been in a lot of stuff. The Mummy, The Good Mummy, and The Mummy 2. Yeah, so, gosh, my nose. So he's been in a lot of great stuff, and he's a great actor, and he had gotten hurt. I don't remember, excuse me, if it was The Mummy 2 he got hurt, but he got hurt, and it kind of messed with him a lot, and he kind of had to drop out of acting for a little while, and he always wanted to get back into it, and you can tell in interviews, not from a few years ago, that it really took a toll on him. So it's really nice to see him back in action again. Oh, Monkey Bone, that was another one. I will watch a Brendan Fraser movie. I'm sorry. I will watch the heck out of one. So that was my initial want, was because, oh, Brendan Fraser's in it. This is going to be awesome. Now I didn't know what character, wow, my English, what character he played at the beginning until I actually watched it. And he actually plays Cliff Steele, aka Robot Man. Now, obviously, Doom Patrol is a little different than it used to be. You still have Robot Man, and now it's Elasta-Woman, and I'm sure that's because of the mouse having Elastigirl in a certain movie about superheroes that is just incredible. So yeah, I'm playing that card. Then there's Negative Man, who's played by Matt Bomer. Now, the person who plays Elasta-Woman, aka Rita Farr, I don't know her from anything else. And then you've got Crazy Jane, and you have the Chief, which is played by the fantastic actor Timothy Dalton, who, if you don't know who Timothy Dalton is, you need to look up Wuthering Heights. He was James Bond. I mean, he just is a great actor, and I love listening to him talk. Oh, he was in Hot Fuzz, which is another great movie. So anyway, and then you have, and I'm going to butcher his name, but Alan, the guy from Firefly, and he was Pirate Steve in Dodgeball, and he was King Candy. I don't want to ruin his name and feel like an idiot, but it's like, I don't know, T-Y-D-U-K or something like that. We're going to leave it at that, because I don't want to feel like a moron, which I'm already making myself look like a moron because I'm going on like this. Anyway, so Doom Patrol, 100% recommend this. But I'm going to tell you this, you have to have a subscription to the DC Universe channel app thing in order to watch it. It is $7.99 a month or $74 for the year. I begrudgingly got the year subscription because I felt that I really needed, I really needed the Doom Patrol because I really wanted to watch it. I'm also watching Deadly Class, which is not bad. I'll probably do that in another episode. But anyway, so what this is a lot of people can relate to Doom Patrol because it's basically the misfit superheroes, the ones that were necessarily meant to be superheroes. They're not your Superman and all of this kind of stuff. They're just the misfits. And they stay at Doom Manor, and they have they are to me more realistic, even though they're superheroes, as far as their lives and their reactions and everything. And that's great. And Cyborg does join them. I don't know if he's going to stay the entire time. I've got 3 more days until the new episode, but I've got about 9 episodes in. I think there's going to be 15 in season 1, and I really hope this show carries on to season 2 because it's phenomenal. There's a lot of heartbreaking stuff in it. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's DC. If it didn't have that tragedy in it, it wouldn't be a DC thing. Believe me, even Shazam, I loved the movie Shazam, but there was some still sad stuff that will hit home with some people in it. But definitely, Doom Patrol has a lot of comedy, a lot of craziness. It is legitimately like a cartoon came to, or not a cartoon, I'm sorry, like a comic book came to life with the narrator and everything. And yeah, definitely, I want you to watch this. Now, that being said, Doom Patrol is absolutely, positively not for children, okay? I know you guys have probably seen that Titans trailer where Robin says F Batman, okay? It's that level, but worse. Like, I didn't watch the Titans show because, I don't know, to me, Robin isn't supposed to swear. I know they're trying to take a darker, grittier approach, but that's just how I am. I'm old school like that. But anyway, yes, this has a lot of the F-bomb in it. There's other swear words too, but it's like a Richard Pryor level F-bomb film, I think, or Quentin Tarantino F-bombs. The first episode does have 2 scenes of brief nudity in it, but I haven't seen any since then, so I'm assuming that was basically to pull people in, which you don't really need that to pull me in, because a good story and wonderful characters will pull me in, which is, this has both. But yeah, it's definitely got some colorful language in it, and so I don't recommend it for children at all. But it was definitely worth the subscription because now I have it for a year and I can keep going, and I'm super excited about that. But yeah, so yes, watch Mara, okay, on Netflix. Yes, get DC Universe so that you can watch Doom Patrol. Give Doom Patrol your support, guys. This show is wonderful. It's got something for guys, it's got something for girls. I mean, there is something in this for everyone except kids, okay, like I said. Now, there are some parents out there that they don't mind that their kids see and hear that stuff, and you know what, that's all on you, you know, whatever, you know, it's your family, but I'm just giving you the warning that there is a lot of bad language in this movie, or in this show, and I just don't know if you feel comfortable with your kid hearing the F word repeated over and over again several times. Now, granted, that does kind of take away from it because you almost become saturated in the bad language at certain points. Only certain episodes swear a lot, but then they'll go and say freaking, or they'll go and say holy cow, you know, whatever. So it's kind of weird that they kind of ping pong back and forth. But it reminded me a little bit of that South Park episode with the poop word. You know, I think it was called swear word. I'm not sure. Where they swore so much that the apocalypse came and they had that little counter. That was sort of, I was kind of waiting for the apocalypse to come because they were swearing so much. But each episode is 50-something minutes. But yeah, I highly recommend watching it. Doom Patrol is great. Mara is great. I know I keep talking. I'm just rambling on now, and I apologize. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for next week. I'm off on a Tuesday too, and I can really only do these videos when I'm off on my days off. So for a while I was able to do it on Monday because I would do it after work, but I was extremely tired yesterday, and like I said, that pollen is killing me. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you like and subscribe and all that stuff. I'm only 30 people away from being able to get a URL. So if you like comic books, I'm going to do more, or comic book movies. I'm going to try to do more comic book movies, maybe, or TV shows, a little more, not so mainstream. Like, I'm not going to do in-game and stuff that comes out like that, but I'll do more of, like I said, Doom Patrol, or, go over shows that I used to love and why you guys need to watch them and why you need to get your kids to watch them and, stuff like that. So hopefully I'm going to get you more content up, and hopefully I can find someone that can edit videos better than I can. And hopefully you guys will go to my Patreon, because I could really use that. So I'm going to go now, but I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you next week.